Don't hurt yourself, yeah? I thought it was weird that it was like red and orange and pink, but then I kind of realized that intuitively, I've always thought it was silly that we didn't light those colors together, because really it's quite fascinating. Whoa, don't touch it, it's been in the boiling water, dude.
It's not hot.
It's not hot.
No,
This is where we're at. This is where we're at. What's the time, hon?
4 o'clock.
4 p.m. on Christmas Day 2025, and there's 5 days until my birthday, and that's my Christmas present to myself. Oh, and please, if all of you would just think the most amazing thoughts ever, the oils are arriving either Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday is my birthday, and I have 2 appointments booked with my doctor currently. No, I got rid of them one by I was stupid enough to delete them. No, I have 3 in total. The 3rd one I booked yesterday after receiving the update about the post. So the 3rd one I booked, which is Friday, the 2nd of January, which is at 11:30. That was back up, so I didn't have to wait more than that to see her, because I moved all the way back because of how much I want to see her. And like I've been saying to all of you, I can't see her without having the gift put together, because it's not a Christmas gift. It's a thank you so much for believing in me. I truly I'm grateful in a way that words can't express, yeah? And so I'm kind of hoping that this gift and the amount of effort, work and money going into it, oh, it's not even about money, I take that back. She does not have to know. She obviously work, obviously she won't know, right? But like now that I've added the plaque into it, which I don't remember. I actually, yeah, yesterday's video was short and sweet about the sushi, I think. Baby, what's up, hey? Alright, mummy, sit down and give you cuddles, not next to the rubbish mummy gotta take out. But yeah, quickly, just want to say, I got the postal thing updating saying it's been processed. Obviously I knew the post didn't run today, completely spaced on the fact that it doesn't run tomorrow, not gonna lie. Truly forgot that Boxing Day was an actual public holiday until this morning. But yeah, the post is due to arrive on Monday the 29th or Tuesday on my birthday, which is ideally when I want to see her at my 11:45 appointment in the morning, yeah? But I also have a 2:30 appointment on my birthday, just in case, heaven forbid, and then the post arrives in the morning with enough time to get there. And then, like I said, yesterday I grabbed one of the last 2 appointments on Friday at 11:45. But yes, so we finally figured out the plaque thing yesterday. So Mr. Mint couldn't help me, yeah? The little plaque things were tiny, and it wasn't going to work, and it was going to cost $60, and that was just walked into a freaking pig, because this needs to be cleaned. And obviously, as Merv said, is like to use the water gurney and all that sort of stuff, it has to actually be moved to a concrete place. I've just got it there in the meantime because of, well, I was stretching it out, seeing what we could do. Well, I actually had originally thought that, and then Merv pointed out it's just going to get all muddy, so, you know, duh. But yeah, yesterday, realizing that Mr. Mink couldn't provide me a plaque of the size I need, right, because it has to be a decent size plaque because of the decent size quote. There are 67 characters in this quote when you literally count every single letter and full stop and comma and whatnot, and obviously grammar is important. 67 characters in this quote for engraving. And it needs to be right, you know. So I was like frantically searching where I could buy a plaque when Merv pointed out Mountain Minute, which was another key cutting and engraving service. And the guy was like obviously closed, right? Like he had all of his stuff, like all of his machines and everything covered. And was, you know, he was done. But I just thought I'll just try my luck quickly. So I popped over and I said to him, "Hi, I know you're closed." I said, "But I just wanted to know, do you sell silver plaques?" And he was like asking me questions, and I explained, you know, this is the quote. I had the box on me because I'd just come from the other one. And I was like, and I want a plaque and engraving. And then I was like, well, he goes, "I can cut you any size plaque you want." And I was like, well, that's what I needed to hear, right?
That's not going to work, darling.
What do you mean?
Get it off.
Oh, Merv is saying he can't get it off.
I'm ruining you.
And he's ruining the thing. Oh, I don't think it matters about ruining it too much to the point of, alright, if you know how to do this, please let us know. Home part isn't so much the issue, it's that part that, yeah, I don't know what we're doing anymore. So I have to
I can get it off.
Well, on to the people.
I'm just going to go get a little fret saw, a metal cutting fret saw.
Oh, will that fix these things too?
Oh, maybe, but the little cutting fret saw is a very fine blade for cutting metal, and I'll just put it under the lip of the cone and cut the cone off.
Well, that sounds wonderful. And what I was talking to about with these things, right? Because I want to put these on the bathroom wall for towels, yeah? But yes, so the man can make me a plaque, right? And we were able to use the notepad I was using with the ruler and the box, and we sort of sussed it out while we were there. I have just now seen that this fully weatherproof annex is not fully weatherproof at all, people, not at all. I said to Merv when it was raining the other day, it was like fucking raining bad, yeah, and it was thunder and it was lightning, and my water cooler's right here, and there's electrics and things like that, right? And I couldn't shake the anxiety, it was killing me, yeah? And I just kept saying to him, because at this point, this was all open, right? This was open, yeah? And the anxiety was so bad, it was. And I'm becoming more and more aware of the fact that my anxiety is related to stuff. Like, in general, I'm a fairly laid back, hippie kind of person, you know? Like, I keep having this imaginary conversation with my sister or brother-in-law in my head, and they ask me, do you think it's appropriate for our children their age to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show? Like, that sounds really authoritative the way that they say it. They don't say it like that in my imaginary conversation in my head, but they ask me, as in, because I've obviously well, that gives it away, obviously. So yes is obviously the answer if they were to ever ask me. Of course I think it's appropriate. I truthfully think it's age appropriate regardless, especially in the world we live in now. Perfect movie to be teaching kids about stuff in my mind. My dry mouth is back, can we tell? So here's my bowl with the blue one that I had saved, right? Sorry, I mean my liquid pourer, which is good for fruit juice and milk and alcohol and, well, you get the gist, yeah? You cannot get that fucking thing off, yeah? But I did save the other one from the last one that broke and boing, right? Just slid out from my hand while I was cleaning it and it just crashed in the sink. So I can use the blue one and the pink thing, right? It's just really, really, really long. Obviously I was just about to say I should have thought of that when I bought the bong, but obviously I wanted a fucking cheap one for the purpose of having a cheap one. Is there a way to like sand metal so that can be like...
I can smooth that off.
You can smooth it off?
Yeah, just a bit of wet and dry.
Wait, I need to put it down, don't I? Or up. And I also... How? What have I done?
Turned it off again.
How?
Every time you go in like that and push that down, you need to make sure you don't hit the switch.
Okay, I definitely thought I checked, but...
Switch has got to be in the off position as far as we're concerned.
Wait, what on? I've been doing that on purpose. Oh, yeah, the green one is meant to be like that, right?
Yeah, not that way.
No, I know. I've had it like that.
Yeah, in the off position. That's the off position.
Okay, you're fucking with my head now. Didn't we just say it's meant to be like that?
Yeah.
That's correct, right?
That's correct, that way.
That's what I've had it as. That's in me. I haven't touched it. I've been extremely careful.
Yeah.
I think, so covered FYI, they're our fully waterproof annex. Definitely anything but, yeah? And I was just explaining to the lovely people who come along on our journey that the anxiety I had that day, that was so bad, it was like palpable, like it was fucking with me. At first I thought it was, I kept thinking it had to be related to the nightmare I had that my sister, it was about my sister. Like, that nightmare was so bad. Apparently I was screaming her name in my sleep. I was afraid for her. Like, I was terrified, and to the point I was screaming her name over and over again, and it was out loud. And then obviously that woke up Merv, and then Merv then woke up me, who came to out of this nightmare where I'm just fucking petrified that something bad is going to happen to my sister, right? And anytime I've ever had like a severe nightmare, which is not often at all, I have pretty cool dreams usually, it leaves me feeling really, really rattled that day. And so I kept thinking it has to be that, right? And I messaged her and I explained to her, because, you know, it's not the first time I've had a nightmare about something bad happening to my sister. And it's Christmas Day. Obviously my sister's on my mind, and I hope her and the kids and her partner and everyone are having a fantastic day. We are both doing exactly what we should do, right? Everything is perfect, but it's like seeing this annex has brought it all back, right? Because she obviously messaged me back, everything was good. We had a laugh about the shops being crazy busy. Oh my God, I can't believe I managed it yesterday. And worse, need to go and deal with it tomorrow because, I need my plaque, yeah? So this man, see how my stories come together? This man can make me the plaque exactly to the size I want. And then I realized we were trying to work out 130 millimeters or 140 millimeters, but it was going to be 70 width. So 140 is double symmetrical, so I'm going with that, 140 by 70. So a decent sized plaque, yeah? And then I have the quote, right? Which you're all obviously going to see. It goes without saying, I'll be sharing like a video of what it all looks like once it's put together. He said it would be 95, and I was like, any chance at all you could give me some kind of discount? I was like, literally, I said, this isn't even a Christmas gift, it's the only gift I buy. I said, and it's for my doctor. And obviously the guy is reading the quote, right? So it's impactful, yeah, like super impactful. like lasting for the rest of her lifetime, kind of, not the fact that it's from me or the quote or whatever, but the actual box itself can obviously be reused. It's an essential oil box that I'm going to give her with every one of the things full of oils, with all of the oils labeled from the top, right? Which obviously, like I said, like, so here, look, this is the box, alright people? My nearly 40-year-old self who sleeps with Ted, or as Mr. Merv would call him, Care Bear, yeah? Yeah, Mr. Care Bear. Quite like that one actually. Where we at? This is the box, yeah? This morning I realised, right, and this is what I was doing from like 6:15 onwards, yeah? This morning I realised that I want to varnish it. Because I remember doing it for Mr. Dollar's man's son for his Christmas present. And I remember thinking when Merv did it, like the first coat, I was like, oh fuck, I don't think I like this, yeah? But then he did like the second coat and it completely changed it. Like it was gorgeous, yeah? And since the man's given me a $5 discount, the plaque is costing $90. So, you know, like I worked it all out yesterday with Merv, obviously. And again, the money has nothing to do with it, because obviously I didn't think a plaque with a quote on it would cost $90, but it's irrelevant because of what the gift means and represents, yeah? Hence, I want it to be fully, completely done and wrapped. And actually, Merv, can you remind me, I need to get a card, yeah? But it's obviously going to be a, like, thank you card, right? I'm so excited, right? Now, I'm trying to figure out the way to do this correctly, and the only answer I've come up with, truth be told, shit, I know she's working. I know she's working this whole way through. The only day she's got off, literally, is Christmas Day and New Year's Day or whatever the days, maybe Boxing Day. The actual holidays, public holidays, my doctor has off, but she's working every other day in between, right? So, okay, yeah, Merv, I've been thinking about this, trying to figure out the way to do it, but I'm going to tell these guys at the same time I tell you, alright? I think, right, so I've been keeping everyone out of cameras here for reasons, obviously, of privacy. I do plan to, now that I've talked about it with Summer, with Paige, since she broached the topic herself, as a person I met, I plan to figure out actual, you know, legal sort of, I've got to figure out a way to create consent forms is what I'm trying to verbally vomit out. I think that's what I'm doing, verbally vomiting things out today. THC gummies are fucking amazing. They just get me to this level, and it's just this like perfect little place to be, you know? But anyway, like when I started making these videos, I called my doctor, and my psychologist. And then it was really confusing because I use everybody's names when I talk. I talk to them and use people's names. I remember being told that's actually not something people tend to do a lot. Like if I'm texting you a lot, I will use your name in the messages. Anyway, I've just seen that I can see through the bottom of my safe and that there's something on the bottom of it, and I think it is that my safe is upside down. Obviously it's not supposed to be out in the public because you just pick it up and walk it away. But what do, right? I'm living in a caravan park. Kind of loving it, not gonna lie. I mean, people spend their whole year waiting to go on vacation, and then they book to go to caravan parks and have these great times, and I feel like I'm kind of just living the life of people's vacations. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, we are incredibly lucky. We are starting a lucky gratitude journal, right? A book basically where we write down literally everything we say every time we say we are so lucky, because we say it so many times, like every day without fail. I reckon at least 3 times a day we use that. And I'm talking 3 different things each day. Where am I at? Finishing stories, right? The box. Yes, let's finish this story. And if you're here still at 20 minutes, or the box. The box is pre-loved, yeah? So I'm going to varnish it, right? And I spent quite a bit of time online figuring out varnishes, right? So I got 3 in my cart for Bunnings to go in and see in person. All right? 24 little separate things for the oils, right? This is for a carrier oil, which if I had thought about it, I would have done at the same time, but I obviously did it and have been trying to find like in a store, but I need something that fits in there, so we'll see, right? We shall see. Anyway, varnish, like I said, yeah? Plaque. Hey Merv, like I was just looking at it, yeah? This is not something I'd ever thought of before, and it would make it much more like private, I guess, yeah? Because I plan to put the quote there, yeah? Mm-hmm. Which is where I think it should be, yeah. Right? Recognition. I don't know why, for some reason when I opened it, I saw it there in my mind's eye.
Yeah, you can put it on the inside. It's not going to make any difference.
No, I mean, it makes it more personal.
Yeah, and private.
Yeah, but that's kind of the thing. I'm not exactly a private kind of person. And I think she deserves the actual recognition. That's sort of the point. Which is weird that, you know. Interesting. I plan to actually use a piece of paper, right? This is, right. You are truly the best, Elaine. You believed in me until I could believe in myself. 67 characters in total, right? And so we used this piece of paper yesterday with the man who was already closed but was happily kind enough to talk to us. Man, my nails need to be done. Everything is just... Anyway, yeah. I love... Like, it's so positive. It's, you know, you believed in me until I could believe in myself. Me and ChatGPT worked together to get this perfect. The first line is all me, right? That was exactly what I fed into it, and it gave me a whole bunch of bullshit. And in the end, I was just like, scratch all of this. I want this exact thing, but now we got to make something else, yeah? Which is where we came up with, you believed in me until I could believe in myself, which is just perfectly sums up exactly how I feel, right? Yeah, no, I still think it should be on the outside. It's kind of, you know, anyway, I'm very, very, very excited, people. I've also just opened it and realized that the labels aren't in there, so got to do something about that one. Find them, is what I mean. They're all going to be full, all of them, right? In fact, I have some of them. We can, you know, these aren't as fancy, but this is why I've got labels, yeah? So, I got these to begin with. So that's what? That's 8. 4, 8, and 10. That's what I thought. I'm like, that's not right, Livy. Yeah, so aside from like the one sage, I think it is, and yeah, most of these need labels created for them. These two, obviously, I have them. I'm glad I got the 2 packets of labels that I did. Now that I realize just how many actually need to be created for different priorities. the, hey baby, have you tied yourself up, have you? The, come on. Oh, you're stuck on a weed. How funny are you, hey? Where are you stuck? Where are we stuck, hey? Yeah, then like quite a number of them have to be created. And I got 2 packets. One, you know, one that I could use solely for her, and then, you know, one for me and spares if I needed them. Cannot figure out where I've put them at this moment. I have gone through everything and found this though. Starting to learn how to use it bit by bit, which is fun. Anyway, I really keep meaning to pick up these cameras and make these short little videos. I haven't even started uploading any of them yet, and I don't remember if this is 2 or 3. So yeah, and I probably haven't finished a bunch of stories, but cannot get the tip off the piece. That's fine. I'm going to try it with the really long stem. I'm having a fantastic Christmas. My anxiety was related on the day that it was raining to the fact that the annex is not weatherproof or rainproof at all anymore, which completely explains how severe the anxiety was, because I kept saying to Merv, it's got to do with the rain, it's got to do with the rain, yeah? Like the things on the side, like my water cooler, right? Beautiful, most prized flipping possession, people. My water cooler, who, by the way, I've finally spoken to my lovely serviceman, and he's going to contact me in the new year to come out and get it all sorted and fixed. So I'm very happy, but I knew it wasn't safe, right? I could feel it. I just, you know, I'm rising higher and higher every day. Like, I wrote a post yesterday in the afternoon, and it's like way less than 24 hours. Happened early this morning, probably even, I think it was last night, truth be told. I have to write these